Have you ever been to a puppet show? If you have, then you've probably seen the classic marionette puppets with their long strings controlling their every move. What if those strings had a mind of their own, though? Welcome to my channel. And today we're exploring the Marionette Forest, a forest that turns people into puppets. Deep within the Appalachian Mountains in western North Carolina lies a small town called Marionette. The town sits on the edge of a vast forest, one full of secrets and danger. The woods were originally named the Great Dismal Swamp and were known to be haunted even before the town was built. After the town was constructed, strange things began to happen to its residents. People would hear strange sounds in the forest and see shadowy figures dancing around in the moonlight. Some said they were ghosts, while others claimed they were the devil himself. It didn't take long for the townspeople to flee, leaving the forest empty once again. The forest remained untouched until 1927, when lumberjacks came to the area to cut down the trees. They too experienced strange phenomena while working, so they left after a short time. In 1931, the Civilian Conservation Corps came through and renamed the forest Marionette Forest in an attempt to attract more people into the woods. But even their efforts failed, and the forest stood abandoned once again. Today, the forest is a popular place for campers and hikers, but most only stay during the day for fear of what may happen at night. There are strange occurrences reported here regularly, and no one dares stay after dark. So what exactly happens to those who do? To find out, we need to go back to the beginning. According to legend, the forest itself is cursed by an ancient Native American witch doctor. He placed a curse on the land after he was killed by European settlers. The witch doctor was known throughout the area for his skills in magic, and some say he could control the very spirits of the forest. He lived deep within the swamp, hidden from the rest of the world. But eventually, the settlers found him and killed him. Before he died, he placed a curse on the land, turning it into a hunting ground for lost souls. Some say that this is where the creepy sounds come from. Some say that the witch doctor's spirit possesses anyone who steps foot into the forest. These possessions often result in death, but sometimes the victims are left alive. Only problem is that they're not quite human anymore. Instead, they've become living puppets, dancing around the forest at the command of an unseen force. In the early days, the witch doctor used puppets to perform ceremonies and speak with the spirits. The spirits liked him so much that they gave him special powers. After his death, his powers were transferred to the forest itself. This is why some believe that the forest is sentient and has a mind of its own. It takes those who enter and turns them into puppets, adding them to its twisted little orchestra. There are other legends associated with the forest as well. Some say that there's a portal to hell hidden somewhere within the trees. Others claim that there's a creature that lives in the forest that preys on humans. This creature is known as the Dismal Dog, and it looks like a giant black dog with glowing red eyes. Those who see it are said to be cursed and will die within a year. So if you be out in the forest and hear chains dragging metal moans or see a figure dancing in front of you, then run. Just run as fast as you can. That is if you want to remain human. But what about the people who willingly enter the forest? According to legend, there are 3 such people. The first is a young woman named Sarah Bellin. Sarah was the daughter of a wealthy landowner who had recently come to the area. She was beautiful, but also arrogant and selfish. She didn't care about the warnings of the locals and decided to enter the forest anyway. She danced with the spirits and became one of them, forever trapped in the Marionette Forest. The second person was a young man named Thomas Beacon. He was in love with Sarah and wanted to rescue her from the forest. But he too was captured by the spirits and became another puppet in their twisted game. And finally, there's a mysterious man who goes by the name of the Puppeteer. He's said to be the one who controls the puppets and makes them dance. No one knows who he is or where he came from, but he's the true ruler of the Marionette Forest. These stories have been passed down for generations, and many of the locals believe them to be true. Even today, you'll hear people talking about the forest and the strange things that happen there. Of course, there's no proof that any of this is real, but that doesn't stop people from being scared of the forest. The Marionette Forest is a place of mystery and danger, and it's best to stay away if you don't want to become a puppet. Over the years, several expeditions have gone into the forest to try and uncover its secrets, but none have ever come back. Some say that they were captured by the spirits and turned into puppets, while others claim that they simply vanished into thin air. There's also another theory about what happens to those who enter the forest. It's said that the forest takes your greatest fears and turns them into reality. So if you're afraid of spiders, then you'll find yourself trapped in a web of sticky silk. Or if you're afraid of heights, then you'll find yourself falling to your death. This is why it's so important to be careful when entering the forest. You never know what you might encounter. But despite the danger, some people still want to enter the Marionette Forest. After all, there's no proof that anything bad actually happens there. It's just a bunch of old wives' tales, right? Well, maybe. But maybe there's something else at work here. Maybe there really is a curse on this land, and it's one that we're not strong enough to break. There are some people who claim that they've visited the Marionette Forest and come back to tell the tale. They say that it's not a place you want to visit, and they urge others to stay away. But there are also people who claim that the forest is just a figment of our imagination. They say that there's nothing out there, that everything we've heard is just made up. So what do you think? Is there really a forest where people turn into puppets? Or is it just a scary story that we tell ourselves to keep kids from wandering off into the woods? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out more content. With that said, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.